the star characters for me is the Valkyries, and it's a representation that was so bold, so refreshing. And I know I've used that word before when I've talked about different representations of Norse mythology, but they are something else. They were ruggedly beautiful. They were beautiful and raw. That's the only way I can describe them. There was no armour, there was no space. It was a modern day context. Of course, the Valkyries weren't necessarily wearing modern day clothing. They were wearing very simple blue dresses. It was almost like overall blue with like big kind of like clobbery boots on. But the aesthetic looked cool. It looked cool. But they were covered in muck and dust and grime and blood, and their hair was matted and dirty and looked greasy and needed a wash. And it was the most inclusive, I say inclusive, it's probably not, it was inclusive in terms of body shape and age, in terms of ethnicity, possibly not. They were all of a white European background. There were brunettes, there were blondes, there were redheads, but these weren't the meek maidens of Odin. Oh no. These were like the wildcats of Odin. When Odin was punishing Brunhild in his way, as he does, because she basically went out with the wrong boy. That's the basic moral of the story, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't got a clue what I'm on about, Brunhild goes out with the wrong boy, effectively, in a modern day, to put it simply, in a really simplified version to give you a modern context to empathise with. She goes out with the wrong boy, Odin grounds her, but in a very dramatic and intense / cruel way. And the Valkyries, they do not shy away from that. They scream at him, they rage at him, they nearly challenge him, nearly so close. But in the end they do submit, but with great reluctance. They kind of have to tear themselves away. They don't run and flee in fear because they don't want Brynhild's punishment. They say in their own voice, then let us all face the same shame too, because she's our sister. And you're being cruel, father, you're being cruel. But he's like, I did not bring you as my daughters to be this way. You do not challenge me like she does not challenge me. And there was one particular of the 8 Valkyries who was a lot taller than the actual guy playing Odin, and the way they had a stare down, oof, I could feel the vibes, and that's just the level of acting this lot did.